Let me just remind you that we have committed the armed forces to a series of very important missions with regard to Cuba, with regard to the reintroduction of offensive weapons, with regard to any attempt to send arms into any other part of the hemisphere, or interference with peaceful use of international airspace and shipping in the vicinity of Cuba, or in the event of any Hungarian-type situation on that island. The armed forces are very seriously engaged in the Cuban question at the present time. Further, we are taking, as you know, some drastic steps to isolate Cuba economically and politically, to make it quite clear to those inside Cuba as well as to the rest of the hemisphere that this path upon which Cuba has launched itself is not a winning path, that there's no future in it for the Cuban people. And third, we've taken a great many steps in the hemisphere to meet any attempt on the part of the authorities in Cuba to penetrate other countries and to cause trouble or disorder or subversion in those other countries. About the only thing that we're not doing is directly using our armed forces against Cuba in the way of an attack. This is a very drastic remedy which carries with it many implications all over the world and many consequences for us and for others. We may have to use our armed forces if the threat is a threat that requires it, and this is the situation last October. But I do not myself believe that this is a measure which is called for under present circumstances.